Familia Hermosa. Today we have a special guest. We're back in the office like we never left with Flor from
Fortuna Cubana.
Look, I have my busto
That's
from
right,
October.
azúcar.
And now she gave me one. It's super cute and it has una violeta. If you know what this is, that means you're Cuban, right?
You know.
How did you start doing these bracelets? They're so cute. Thank you so much. First of all, I want to thank you so much for selecting Fortuna Cubana. Yes, bringing words to your podcast. I feel very blessed that you've done that. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I guess I would have to start with saying what brought me to create Fortuna Cubana. I for many years served in the public sector as a director for the School of Adult and Continuing Education, and I taught public administration courses for many years, for about 15 years. I was at Barry University, I was at FIU. But then in the middle of my professional career, my father became ill. And when my father became ill, I decided to leave my position to assist my mom in his care. And that's what I did. I stopped my professional career because to me, there's no greater position than to have been their daughter.
Right.
So the years passed, and after my parents passed away, I decided that there was something else that I wanted to do. And for some time, I had been drawing, the different the different dijes. I had drawn the Libertad para Cuba, which is the very first one that I created. I think that this is where we get to start, because if we didn't have to create a Libertad for Cuba, then we wouldn't have to create our part of, the Cuban American. So then I decided to, so many things take place in a Cuban household in the kitchen. Yes, particularly drinking coffee. Yes. So I drew my mom's cafetera. And then once I drew the cafetera, I said, so you draw this? I draw these. And then once I draw them, I have them made in metal. Wow. Yeah. Wow, I didn't know that. Yes, yeah. So this is your mom's cafetera. This is my mom's cafetera. Wow. And then I said, well, we can't have a cafetera. We have to have a little cup of coffee, right? Yes. So this is the exact cup of coffee. Like I can go to my house right now and pull this cup of coffee and we'll see. And this is Café Cubano in there. So I had for a time, after they passed away and after I learned how to breathe again, and after you have they died 2 months in between each other. So it's very traumatic. Yes. Thank you so much. And so you learn to live again, right? You learn where to put that pain so that you can continue in life. And I had been drawing these things, and my husband and I were discussing. He said, "Were you going to go back to the university?" I taught some public administration courses, but realized that was not where I wanted to be. Mm-hmm. So one day I told him, "You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take these charms, take these drawings and create them into charms, and then I'm going to create jewelry." And he said, "Go for it. Do it. You can do it." He's my right hand. He has his own professional career, but he supports Fortuna Cubana 150%. He loves it, loves the idea. And that's how it started. That is how Fortuna Cubana started. And it's been open for a while. Fortuna Cubana turned 3 December 17th. Oh, wow. Congrats. Yeah. Did you ever expect that it was going to grow so much? Because everybody loves your videos. Thank you. Every time I share, all my clients are like, "She's so cute." I'm like, I know. And then when you talk about the stories of when you grew up with Cuban parents, that what we were talking about before we started, it brought me so much memories too that I completely forgot until you started saying those stories. I was like, oh yeah, I remember my parents doing that. Right? It's interesting. You always talk about the different generations of books. But for those of us that grew up, I was born and raised, I always say, in the great city of Detroit. And although I was born and raised in the great city of Detroit and my parents assimilated into the American culture, we always remained Cuban. Right. So at home, we were always very Cuban. So these Cuban American stories to me are true. Yes. And as I'm saying them, I sit in front of the camera and I crack up because I literally relive. Yes, me too. When you say those stories, I was like, yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I remember it. It's funny because, our parents leave Cuba, but they bring those memories, those childhoods they have, and they try to give it to us
for us to keep on with the generation, I imagine, right? So it's funny when they do these things in your night, and now we talk about it, and we're like, can you believe our parents sit there?
I think our parents, did an excellent job of assimilating into the American culture. We were in Detroit, and while we were in Detroit, everyone always knew we were Cuban.
Mm-hmm.
And while their citizenship changed, they were American citizens.
Right.
Their nationality, being Cuban, never changed. At home, our customs were Cuban.
Right.
We are Catholic. Um, the different, we celebrate the different holidays. Family is of importance. The food. So I'm very thankful for that. I'm very thankful. I see many times people that don't know like who they are, where they're going, or what they've, all of that. And I've never had a doubt of who I am,
Mm-hmm.
where I came from,
Mm-hmm.
or where I'm going. And Cuba is something to me that's very sacred and very mine. People, I have in my Instagram page, many times I get comments or I get notes from people that are in Cuba and tell me, how is it that you are in the United States and you can be so Cuban?
Mm-hmm.
I feel that I am very Cuban. That's who I came from.
Right.
I'm also very thankful to the United States. I'm a very proud American.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thankful to have had the opportunity to grow up here. And I also consider Cuba very mine.
Right. Have you ever been to Cuba?
I have been to Cuba. My parents, after 43 long years of never having gone back to Cuba, were elderly, and my mom wanted to see her brother. She had not seen her brother for 43 years. And so we had to make the decision, as difficult as it was, because we are so anti-system, to go to Cuba so that my mom could spend time with her brother, meet her nieces that were already married with children. And I'm thankful that we had the opportunity to.
Was it drastic for her to see how it's falling apart? I went to Cuba for a weekend because I'm the kind of person that you told me, there's a tree that's purple and it's there in that street, but I have to go see it. I believe you, but I'm the kind of person that had to go see it. And I went to Cuba for a weekend and I was like, oh my God.
I kid you not, and God as my witness, we were driving around and we parked in front of my mom's house where she grew up. And I said to her, Mommy, look where we are. I was super excited, like we're going to get out, we're going to see, and she was like, literally, where are we? And I'm like, Mommy, tu casa, estamos en tu casa. She was like, Vamos, sigue. She goes, sí, keep going.
That's very sad.
Right. And if she could have left, she enjoyed being with her brother. Oh my God, immensely. It was as if time had not elapsed. She enjoyed spending time with her nieces. It was beautiful. But if she could have left the next day,
She could have.
I'm telling you, she would have gotten a plate.
It gets you emotional to talk about this.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Tamulati emoji. Absolutely. But better things are coming. I truly believe that a change is coming. I believe that hopefully in our lifetime we will be able to appreciate and be part of a free Cuba.
Do you think we're going to see them?
I pray.
Me too.
I pray.
I pray you do, because it's too much already. The kids, how they're suffering, the elderly, how they're suffering, the young women.
Miami's #1 in HIV. And it's because the young women, they're coming from Cuba, Venezuela, they're raised to be prostitutes, and they're coming here by themselves, thinking they have to do something else. Thinking that they can't do anything else, and they have to do the same thing. So every day there's an increasement of HIV here. Prostitution is to the roof. We just went to an organization on Monday, and they showed us everything, the numbers, everything, and we were like mind blowing. So I hope, with this new administration, with Michael Rubio,
Yes.
we see
How proud are we of him, right?
We're proud of him, and I hope he proves himself to the world, because right now everybody's waiting for him to mess up. Everybody's there in the TV looking for him to a little thing for him, and I feel like he this is his chance. This is his time to shine like a star, to make the changes that he was born to do,
Right.
The same thing I feel Trump. I feel Trump was made to become how he is. Yes, he doesn't speak nicely, but he's not our friend. He's here to solve a problem that we have, a huge problem that half of the news don't put. Because if it wasn't for Otaola, we didn't know what was going on in Cuba.
We're very thankful to have that source of news every day.
Every day.
So that
every
we know
day. And he
specifically-
doesn't need to do this. To be honest, he doesn't need to. He could be having fun in his house, in his new house, and he keeps on there and there. And I'm grateful that he's educating us, the young ones, the older ones, and showing the world what's really going on.
I include myself with the young ones, just so.
Wait, you look great. You look great.
Thank you.
And I noticed, talking about your bracelets, I feel like each bracelet has a story.
Yes, they do.
Like, I don't know how you knew that I love the smell violeta. I don't know. When I went to Cuba, I brought the violeta, and I never have found that smell again. And I always bathe my girls with this. So I was like, how does she know? So each bracelet I noticed has a story. How do you know it's for that person? Like, do you go to their Instagram and you stalk them for a little bit and you're like, okay, this is, she likes this stuff? I stalk everybody. But how do you go to how do you know, like, this is like for this person?
This one I personalized for you because I had seen comments that you've written me. I pay attention to what people say, like in the messages and the comments.
Okay.
And knew that I think you've made a coffee comment once, and the baby blue you loved.
Yes.
And as far as what we have an online store, fortunacubana.com,
Okay.
and all of my creations are there, and I create them based on how. I never knew. People tell me, "Cause you're an artist." I'm like, I haven't gotten to where I call myself an artist yet. But honestly,
I think you are.
Thank you so much. Honestly, I have to be in the mood, and then once I'm in the mood, I start creating. Okay, this one, Huarachando. Like recently I did one honoring Celia Cruz.
You did.
And I put the azúcar, and I put Celia Cruz's medalla that we had done, and I put her love of shoes, and basically that's how I try and gather a little bit of information.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the administrative part comes in. I gather a little bit of information, and then I go from there. I have another one that's called Guajiro, and so I think, what has the machete? It has the Guajiro after a long day of work sitting under a palm tree.
Yes.
That's also
typical Guajiro.
Yes. Yeah, so sometimes the fruits I put on the plantain, that sort of thing. So that's how I create the many different.
And what's the
bracelets
future
that we
for your business?
For Fortuna Cubana, we have several different projects.
Oh.
I keep saying we were just interviewed in New York, not from a podcast in New York not long ago, and I said that Fortuna Cubana is going on traveling.
Oh, I love it.
It's for familia.
Yes.
Fortuna Cubana is traveling. We will be traveling soon. So God willing.
Is that something that you never thought, like in a million years, that it was gonna grow that big?
I feel, Mercy, I am so thankful. I feel so blessed that Fortuna Cubana has been embraced the way that it has been embraced. The positive comments that I get, the notes, the messages, the voicemails, the orders, the people really love the concept of Fortuna Cubana, how it began, and I'm very thankful for that.
I think it's also your energy. I always say your videos always get our attentions. Every time I repost it, I have clients, oh my gosh, she's so cute. And I always tell them, follow her, but you can see.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No, you're welcome, and thank you for coming.
I wanted to also ask you, like, what if you can go back to time? What changes could you do? What would they change? Like, if you could go back to time and say, I wish I did this different, or did something like. Is there anything that you would like to?
As you get older, Mercy, I think you start to learn, and not that I'm older, I'm going to tell you what I've heard from other people. No, honestly, as you get older, you begin to do things with a different type of you're more sure
Other stuff.
of who you want around you, of what you're doing. You're more secure. You're more certain of what it is that you're doing. You keep your circle closer, I think, smaller, and you have, you become more knowledgeable. You become wiser as you get older.
As you get older. And if there's someone right now listening to you and she wants to, or him, whoever wants to do the same thing, what advice do you do it? Do it.
Go for it. Absolutely. Get a business plan. Write your business plan down. Write your wishes, your to-do list, and go for it. Absolutely. I'm getting over a cold, but I was not going to miss today. But I'm not contagious, I promise. But I wasn't gonna miss today.
Thank you. Thank you.
I tell her to do or him to go for it.
To go for it.
Absolutely.
Not to listen to anybody.
Not to listen to anybody. I think it's also very important that we stay in touch with our community and that we support each other. That as Cuban American, we support each other. As women, we support each other. I think that's very important.
Thank you. I have to ask you, what's your favorite Cuban dish?
My favorite Cuban dish is trago encendido with white rice, platanito frito. Yes.
That's very cute. Mine's is arroz con pollo a la chorrera.
A la chorrera. That's delicious.
It has to be a wow, and that's my favorite.
Do you make it?
I can't cook.
No.
I can't cook. I have to wait until my mom or my grandmother or someone to invite us. That's something that no se me pega. My dad is always like, una cubana que no sabe coa. But I do clean Cuban style, throw the water, move everything water, throw everything. It looks like a pool. I do clean like a Cuban person. But the cooking, no se me pega. I can't.
Do you think Cubans clean a specific way?
Yes.
I do too.
I think Cubans, not for nothing, but we are the best cleaning. Because
we are also the best cooking.
Yeah, we're also the best. No, mira. No, really, I think so. I don't want to say anything, but I know American people that just clean with a little mop, the little steamers. Cubans, we clean because if we didn't, they'll come after us with their chancleta. They will come after us like water, throw water. I remember when my aunt came from Cuba. My mom went to pick her up from school. I will never forget this. I was like maybe 10 years old, 12, and my aunt brought the holes inside the house. Era manguerazo. Oh my God. The walls, the floor, the sofa, and my mom was like, "Oh my, esto no hay cura.
Topino se puso
Esto se pudre. Esto no es como en Cuba, que the walls in Cuba are cement. Esto es box, I think I said. Esto se pudre. I will never forget that day. And I was like, so don't we clean with water like that? And my mom's like, no, to go en Cuba lo tiran. I go, but what's the difference? But that day I never forget that.
No, but it's like the water. I love it. And not on the, right, because it goes on the walls, como que se hincha.
Yeah. There's like a memories that you remember, like for your parents, like a Cuban thing that you.
Oh, the whole cleaning thing. Absolutely. My mom was always cleaning, always cleaning. My sister and I were always like super clean, also super. She was always making sure that we were just right. Yes. There was an incredible man, incredibly intelligent, as was my mom, very protective, my wife, my two daughters. There's no negotiation here.
Yeah.
Very protective, very loving, very caring, and so was my mom. I had an excellent childhood.
We did too. Just I don't know you went through this, but me and my sister went through is that when we would go to someone's house, we had to sit in that sofa and don't move. And I was like, I'm thirsty. She's like,
you call her Lourdes? It's hilarious.
I call her Lourdes. It's a very bad habit because at work I don't call her mom. To me it sounds unprofessional. I tell mom, come in, tell her I'm ready. So I call her Lourdes. She says when I was little, when I would get mad at her, I'll call her Lourdes.
Oh my God, that is hysterical.
So those little things is that my mom doesn't look her age. She looks young. So I always felt bad that people, if moms were older. So when I was saying mom, everybody would look around to see who was the mom. And when she turned up, she had me very young. She came from Mariel when she was 18 and she had me when she was 19. So I would always call her Lourdes when I was mad at her, but I would always say I had to call her mom. So, la chancleta. But when here in the office, I call her Lourdes too. Because,
my mom don't play. It's really funny. She during that visit, all she would do is look at you.
Yeah.
And I'm just scared. I don't know what I was scared of because my mom never hit us.
No, me either. It's just that eye thing. I don't know.
I think they go to school somewhere and learn that or whatever because she would just look and
yeah.
And I was the one that would push the envelope a little more, like,
Yeah, she sounds to be chill. My sister was more quiet, but I was the one who was always pushing.
people I see calling her Lourdes at 5. That's not hilarious. You see a little tiny person.
Yes, that's terrible. But no, thank you so much for
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. I really appreciate it. Enjoy your bracelets.
I will. I will.
Thanks to your producer. And yeah, I just can't see her, but she's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, where can they find the bracelet?
Oh, that's right. Well, anyways, we'll cut that back. So, where can they find you to order some?
I asked her that they please follow me on Instagram, which
Okay.
is at Fortuna Cubana,
Okay.
or on Facebook, which is Fortuna Cubana, and our online store is www.fortunacubana.com.
Anyways, we're gonna tag her and we're gonna do a collab video with you for all our followers can go see her page. And
Thank you.
you will love her page because she's the cutest thing every morning. Super early too. She always posts.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.